everyone, and welcome. This is Eclectic Kepli, where we dive into the treasure trove of fantastical media, and today we are going to be watching the 1978 animated Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has been my favorite obsession since I was like 6 years old when the Fellowship of the Ring was first coming out in 2001. And it's just been my obsession for forever. So I'm kind of excited. I have seen some memes about the animated Lord of the Rings that kind of makes it sound like it's very cringe. So I'm ready to see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know why I have never seen the animated version. I guess because the Peter Jackson live action version is just so perfect. So if I'm going to watch Lord of the Rings, I'm going to consume it in the best, most optimal way to do so, because it, give it the best viewing pleasure for the story to really shine through. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to experience it. I'm not really going in with too much expectations, so if I enjoy it, I'll be pleasantly surprised. If not, it'll just be a fun thing that I get some more Lord of the Rings in my life. So yeah, let's dive in and enjoy Lord of the Rings, the 1978 animated version. Fantasy Films presents. Oh my goodness, the music is already whoa, okay. We're going on a journey. This is very aggressive. Wow, this is very aggressive because, at the beginning of the Peter Jackson one, we have Concerning Hobbits, which is very calm and relaxed and but this is, wow. Okay, I'm absolutely not gonna be able to play that. But it's so aggressive. Okay. I'm gonna, I think, pause and we're gonna chat as we go, because I think I'm gonna have a lot of opinions. But already, I really miss Cate Blanchett. Just right away. I miss her. And I guess back in 1978, they didn't really have the ability to do fantastic animation, so this is half real people do it, whatever. But also man, if you're gonna do the poem, you might as well fully do the poem, 3 elves under the sky already. Oh no, I'm gonna be insufferable. But we're gonna have pause and have thoughts as we go along, I think, because I think I'm gonna have a lot. But if you're gonna do the poem, you might as well do the poem, have it be 3 elves under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords and their halls of stone, 9 for men who are doomed to die, and then 1 ring to rule them all. That's the energy that it was giving, but then it didn't really do that. Anyways, that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to just experience this and enjoy it for what it is. We'll see. Okay, I'm really not trying to hate this right away. But it's hard when you have the comparison of I'm sure that people did enjoy this, for sure. I don't even know if I don't enjoy it yet. I'm just being really nitpicky, I think, right away, because I have opinions. And I love the Lord of the Rings so much, but it's kind of like when you compare the epicness to the prologue that Galadriel does, and you get the grand scope. And I guess it must be that this was on a budget, and also it's supposed to be an animated movie. I guess they were saving money from doing it this way, but it just feels so disappointing when you see in the Peter Jackson movies, there's the full grand prologue, you get the scope of the world. It's very good at establishing the environment and establishing the backstory of how we get to where we're going through the trilogy, and how it all started. We're 2 minutes in. Oh man, we're 2 minutes in. But yeah, I just feel this isn't a very good start to demonstrating the grandness of the world and the epicness of this place history. Anyways, but yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I wish they had have at least animated it and not have this silhouette situation that they have going on right here, because it just looks cheap and it feels like cheating out of, I don't know. I feel like they should have just animated it. But I mean, also it was probably very expensive back in 1978. Okay, oh. I was gonna say, oh yay, we're in the real animation now, and then but now we're in the real animation now. Okay. Okay. Actually, okay. Here's the thing. If they had have committed more to this being like a stage theater performance of this prologue, if it was like, I don't know, like if they went deeper into this like campy stage production, like low budget, like whatever, like if they had have like doubled down in like being that, because that could have been fun. Like it was giving for a second like very low budget West End kind of production, and I would be so here for it. Like I want to see a Lord of the Rings stage play so badly, or be in it, which would be even better. Thank you. But if it was like more in, like if they committed, I feel like there's just a lack of commit. I feel like this is too, they need to commit. Pick a lane and then commit. And I think that would be delightful, because right now it's just kind of, I don't know, the vibes aren't vibing the best. But I also think maybe once the real like movie starts and they get over the prologue, which, yeah, I mean, this is already 3 minutes of prologue. I can't remember off the top of my head how long the prologue is for the Fellowship of the Ring live action. Post-production Kelpie will add it somewhere, but yeah, it's already been 3.5 minutes, and it feels very dense and non-committal. See, this is cringe. Like, you either gotta commit to it being, like, campy and, like, because this isn't the fun kind of cringe. This is just, like a bad stage production. Not, like, a good kind of bad stage production where it's, like, silly, like the play gone wrong kind of thing. This is just kind of, like, lame. That I want to see. I'm gonna Google it later, I think, and I'll share this with you also. I want to see what that whole costume was for the person who was, like, what was that? What did that look like? Because that was just, and the claws and the whole what? Okay. Silly. That's just silly. Oh, fantastic. We're in the real animation now. I really hope it stays this way. Okay, I'll say it one time, and then I'll get over it and appreciate what this is for what this is. That is no Ian Holmes. I think that's going to be something hard to overlook, because I grew up with this, so I think the voice acting, like, the reads of it are interesting, and the like, where it starts is interesting. It's a very interesting, like, same source material, but they're not emphasizing the same things. So I guess, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, what they want to prioritize as we go along on this animated epic journey. Rain magic. That was a weird cut. It made it look almost like it was teleportation, but it's not teleportation, it's just invisible. So it was a weird transition, but nothing particularly wrong, it's just weird. The rolling of the R's? The ring for Frodo? Man, okay. Yeah. Still not Ian McKellen, but I you know what? This Gandalf might be kind of fun. We'll see. We'll see. So far, just the one line, I think he's fun. Another thing is, this is moving so fast. The pacing, we're 5 minutes in. The pacing feels like it's being so rushed. I feel like my prediction is that they tried to fit all 3 movies into this. They had to have tried to fit all 3 movies into this, and that's why they're like speed running and so like front heavy with it to like try and get to where we want to be so that they can tell the whole story. But yeah, it's the pacing and the line reading is very interesting. Oh goodness. Oh gosh. Oh, whoa, okay. The fear. Okay, actually that was kind of a good Bilbo animation just there. Like the fear in like the like well drawn, articulated facial expressions there. That was really like clear. I also can't really judge this too hard because it is 1978. They were trying. Oh goodness. It's interesting that Gandalf's hat is blue because there are blue wizards. However, Gandalf is not a blue wizard and it should be gray. This is true. I like the stylistic environment of this animation is kind of pretty. I'm enjoying that. The hobbits themselves, I've seen a couple of pictures that seem a little bit questionable. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is like, you know, this looks beautiful. And the like tree on top of Bag End, like, and also like mentioning the scope of like how long time passes, because obviously like in the Lord of the Rings like books, it's a long period of time and then 1 year of like destroying the ring and then they come back, and then so explaining the scope of time. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that they made, because Frodo doesn't, like, the whole point of Frodo being the perfect person to destroy the ring is like he doesn't start off being like attached to it, so like that little bit of like trepidation, hesitation doesn't make any sense at this point in his journey with the ring, because he doesn't, I mean, I guess because they spent such a long time like setting up that this thing was like an addictive substance, sort of like that's the comparison to it. So like to have him be like, oh, yep, I hand you the ring, like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that because he's not supposed to have that. So a little bit questionable, but what can you do? They also like, these guys feel like, the hobbits feel so much like younger. I don't know, like childish. I'm getting a little bit. We'll see as we continue like what that looks like, but yeah, they're feeling a little bit like infantilized, whereas like Frodo's actually like in his 50s. So I don't know, thoughts and feelings. Oh, I kind of like that, like how he's, I kind of like this Gandalf. I don't mind him. Oh my god, their eyes are really a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That's a, oh gosh. Why are they so over the top? Okay. I am loving the theatrics of Gandalf. I think that's fun to have, like, that one character, and he is, like, eccentric and, like, you know, like, that's fun. It's a lot when it's both of them, a little bit. Because there has to be, like, a grounded character to, like, play off of that, so I don't know. If you haven't ever seen Christopher Lee do the Black speech of Mordor, as he's, like, explaining what the ring says on it, please. Like, it's so good. And Christopher Lee, obviously, his voice is just, like, so good. Oh, look at his flowy robe. Okay. Okay. The jump cut there was so jarring. Visceral reaction to that jump cut. But, like, I love this Gandalf, like, the flowy coat. Some of the animation is actually kind of cool. Okay, some of the animation is fun. Overall, it's a little bit janky, but I mean, I have to give it some concession. Like, it literally is from, like, the late 70s, so, like, they were trying their best. But, like, oh man, that jump cut was crazy, though, I'll tell ya. Why did they go from Bag End to just, what are they doing? Oh my god, Frodo's little saunter there? Like, okay. They were trying to be fun. That was a cute little animation right there. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's go back. Look at his little, like, his little saunter. Oh my god. That was so cute. Okay, these, like, jerky cuts are a little bit too much, though. These, like, jump cuts to thing, they're, like, very hard. I'm not liking them too much. They took off... So that line was supposed to be when they're in Moria, and then Gandalf was like, it's pity that stayed Bilbo's hand. And then they're, like, talking about how, oh, I wish the ring had never come to me, and then Gandalf says, so do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. And they just completely... So what is the point if you're not gonna have... Like, I literally, my tattoo is Lord of the Rings quote, like, what's the point if you're not gonna make epic quotes? I don't know. It feels like they're jumping all over the place. Gandalf, where's your motivational speeches? Okay, I really do like Gandalf being so dramatic. He's not the like wise motivational speaker that Gandalf in Peter Jackson's films is. However, I do like this theatrical Gandalf. Oh my gosh, their eyes, they're just so creepy. I don't like it. Underhill. That's so weird that Gandalf gives it to him. Did they skip over the prancing pony? Did they skip over, like, it just... Oh. Okay. Why did they do that to the best character in all of literary history? How does one disrespect Samwise Gamgee so hard as to give him that kind of silly voice, make him look very questionable in terms of design choices, and make him, like, kind of silly stupid? Like, Frodo looks like a person, Sam looks like a gremlin. That is disrespectful. You know what? I think this would be really hard to watch if you didn't know the story of Lord of the Rings already, because it's so, like, there's little random exposition drops, like, oh, like, Frodo is, like, Merry and Pippin's cousins, like, there's familial ties, and, like, how, like, long in between, like, Gandalf went and did, like, if you look at the Fellowship of the Ring, the Peter Jackson live-action movies, you can see, like, Gandalf goes to Minas Tirith and is doing, like, research. He's, like, off, like, figuring out what the ring is, and so, like, that 17 years goes by, like, really quick in terms of, like, the progression of time is not spoken. It's kind of, like, shown and it's not clear that it's that long, but it doesn't really matter because the story doesn't hinge on it being 17 years. I kind of like that there's some more exposition, I guess, but I think it would be really hard if you didn't already know the story to be able to appreciate all of the exposition, because it's very heavy and dense and the dialogue is really janky and I don't know. I'm offended by Samwise Gamgee. They did him so dirty. Like, he looks so dumb. Look at him. Poor Samwise. Oh, what a hot take on Orthanc. What a hot take on Orthanc. Wow. Oh, so Gandalf is now a blue wizard, I guess. And Saruman is now a red wizard, I guess. Okay. Saruman the Red, in fact. Okay, I kind of like this little bit, because in the books they do like sing as they're walking through like the Barrow Downs, and like as they're just like on their journey, they're kind of like having a little bit of a good time with it. Like they make it fun. So this is the tone of this. This is whiplashing in like extremes, I feel, because it's like, here's this ridiculously serious, like these wizards are like having conflict or whatever, and it's so like overly dramatized, but then there's just like silly hijinks and malarkey and shenanigans happening over here, and it's like, it's just a very, but I do like this. I wonder, do they add the songs? Like, are they gonna sing? Songs are like all over the Lord of the Rings, so that would be kind of cute if they did. Yeah, the dialogue is a little bit, I don't know. And this obviously, like, this is gonna be like the there's little mushrooms. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I like that little, yeah, that's really cute. I'm pretty sure one of the chapters is called something about mushrooms. But anyways, they like collect mushrooms on the road with like exactly this. That's so fun. I love that so much. It's giving Horn King from the Black Cauldron. I like this. I like this because it's very almost one-to-one. I think the Hobbit animation is a little bit janky. Like, it's very over-exaggerated. It's a stylistic choice for sure. I like the Ring Wraith. I don't like the Ring Wraith's moaning. That's kind of gross. No, that was not a pleasant auditory experience. Not in the slightest. No, thank you. Okay, so that one's Mary. The other... Light hair is Mary. It's interesting they just made them like silly little guys. Rather than like fully developed people, they kind of just look they just kind of look like silly little guys. Which I mean is like fine, but kind of not really the best choice, I think. We'll see what the rest of the Fellowship looks like. Because I don't think I've ever even seen like screen grabs of Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. That looks awful. That looks like a live action sort of insert that they used like real people and then like, oh, I don't like that at all. Okay, the blend of like animation and live action here is like really bad. That has to just be because of the time, but this just looks awful. Oh no, that's gonna be Strider, isn't it? I have to assume that the guy sitting in the corner is Aragorn. And I have to question why he isn't wearing any pants. He's wearing like a long tunic, but he's got no pants. Yeah, literally, who's there? What is this? What is happening? Okay, this is just awful. I really don't like the people. This is really unfortunate. But did they skip over Weathertop? Is that like, they don't go to the Watchtower of Amansul? How did the ring just like pop into his, like, what is happening? But what is going on? That was, okay, random, crazy, okay. Did they just like skip over the Watchtower of Amansul, and that's why like just like Arwen, or I guess actually it would be like Glorfindel. Glorfindel was in the books. Arwen was in the movies, which was nice just to establish her character, but like why did the like ring wraiths make Mary pass out? How? what are their powers and like how did that happen? Oh, he's so yucky. Oh, not my Viggo. Where's Viggo Mortensen when you desperately need him? Why is he not wearing pants? Oh, okay, I like that they do that line, but like, I don't like the jumpiness of the story that's happening. That's my biggest complaint so far. Also that, like, everybody other than the hobbits has been so aggressive. Like, they're just so over the top. Like Like, I like Gandalf's theatrics, but like Strider, so aggressive and no pants, and Sauron, like, just instantaneously aggressive. It doesn't build up. Like, it's cool, like, they do the wizard fight in, like, Peter Jackson's version. Just, like, everybody's so over the top, like, aggressive. You know what? It really is giving Black Cauldron, and I didn't like the Black Cauldron. But I think the stylistic design is nice. Like, I can get behind these as, like, backgrounds and, like, you know, like, if this was an art style for, like, a D&D thing, like, I can get behind that. Like, it's pretty, it's nice. The character does, like, the people animation is questionable. How are they teleporting? I guess that's kind of a funny, interesting, I guess them being able to teleport is kind of an interesting component, because they are supposed to be, like, like, they're wraiths. I never really thought about it, because they're so corporeal. Or portrayed as very corporeal in the Peter Jackson version, but yeah, I guess they are, like, of the, like, spiritual world. Oh yeah, just yeah, your swords are definitely not it's giving baseball bat, it's not giving blade. Okay, hold on. That little shoulder touch. See, okay. They're queer-coded in every iteration. Or they could be considered queer-coded in every iteration. Okay, appreciate it. A little shoulder touch. It's an interesting choice to have the wraiths take off their black cloaks and present that way. I think I can get behind it stylistically, though. I think it's not bad. It's not a bad choice. It's just an interesting choice. This also doesn't look as bad as when they were in the tavern and doing, like, real life people kind of inserted into an animated space was, like, bad. But this kind of makes a little bit of sense because they're supposed to be weird and not of this world, and so, like, this I can get behind because it gives them that effect, and it's supposed to be that effect. They're supposed to blend in. So I like that. But they look freaking weird. What is this, like, almost animalistic face kind of a deal there? I don't know. Questionable. Looks weird. Is it Glorfindel? Man, Aragorn with no pants is just so questionable. Oh, it is Glorfindel. Okay, that's kind of fun. I appreciate that they had it be... Oh, excuse me? What? Did they not do the Council of Elrond? What is happening? This is Legolas? That's not my Legolas. Where's his ears? Who is that? How is that Legolas? That's literally their stylistic choices for these characters is so wild. Aragorn doesn't have pants. Legolas looks like just a guy. Like, just a weird, sunshine-ish kind of guy. I'm scared to see Gimli. What is happening? And literally, what is Legolas doing there? Like, I guess if they're trying to, like, speed up the process of, like, establishing the fellowship characters, but that's so weird. They must not do the Council of Elrond. They also didn't do Weathertop, so... Well, I mean, they kind of did, but they didn't really. Where does this movie end? Why is this scene going on so long? They're not even, like, do the chase sequence or move on. Why? What is wrong with this pacing? They're spending so much time on this nothingness that's happening right now. And they're, like, speed running the actual, like, important, interesting stuff. I don't understand what's happening. He's not wearing the ring right now, so why does the world look like this? This is so confusing. Why is he flailing? Oh, he's not using a riding crop. He's, like, doing them. Okay, unnecessary, kind of weird. I guess, like, the only thing that's, like, kind of interesting about this choice, having it not be Glorfindel or Arwen who's, like, taking him across the river into the territory of Rivendell or Imladris, is him having independence and, like, showing his own strength. But, like, he's, like, very badly hurt. And he just looks like he's fine. Where are my water horses? Who's gonna do the magic to get the water horses? Nobody? They're just gonna happen? Okay. The jump cuts are so jarring. This is a 2-hour and 16-minute movie. Okay, I actually really like Gandalf's mannerisms and stuff, though. Like, his little bloop, bloop, bloop. I like it. Okay, the issue is that they're trying to cut so much so they can fit it into, 2 hours and 13-minute movie. But, like, there's important pieces. They're jumping so much and they're skipping so much, but then they're, like, extended the, like, Black Rider chase to, like, literally not even be, it, like, literally wasn't even anything, and it just doesn't make any sense. I don't like it. It's really hard not to be, like, so critical of how they're changing things unnecessarily. Like, why was Legolas even there? He literally broke the fourth wall there. Like, even this Frodo is just fed up. He's just over it. Frodo was just about to punch Bilbo. Boromir's a Viking? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna touch on that in a sec. I kind of understand. The Council of Elrond, like, chapter is very long. So it kind of, I'm not perturbed that there's a narrator, like, just kind of giving, here's the brief overview of what happens. Boromir? That's not my Boromir. Actually, I do have a problem with the narrator, because if we had a cut majority of that, like, chase with the ring wraiths that literally was just, like, flash cuts between different, like, almost still looking shots, we could actually have nice exposition and understanding. And that's so weird. You know what? Actually, I don't like it. That's not my Boromir. But I can kind of understand why they went with a Viking theme, just because it's, like, the Númenórean descendant, like, the people from the sea, and, like, the, like, seagulls and stuff is, like, heavily prevalent in, like, the Gondorian style choices. Kind of makes sense. They are, like, people descended from people of the sea, so I can kind of see the thought processes, but I do not like it. But I also think this is more important than the chase that wasn't even a chase. The problem that I'm having with this is, like, this movie is just really messy. It's messy. It's being thrown together so, like, not properly coherently. This was, like, the jump cuts, the tone changes. If that's Gimli, that's fine. Why do the elves don't look like elves? Did they just, like, not, they were struggling so bad with their ears? Like, what's going on with this? They just look like guys. This is not Elrond. There is no whimsy or magic or, like, wisdom aged into this man. What is happening? That's so weird that they only established that Sam was going. It just, like, that was such an epic moment. That's supposed to be such an epic moment, is the forming of the Fellowship, and they literally just, like, I don't know. I feel like the choices that have been made here in terms of, like, prioritizing important story beats is just so not well done. Who the hell is Aruman? Boromir's also not wearing pants. Why don't men wear pants in this? So elves look like just men. Dwarves look like just men with beards. Hobbits are the only ones stylistically that they have done in any kind of, like, accurate capacity. And I like Gandalf, so I'm not going to even comment on him. But this doesn't make any sense, like, what their choices in terms of how they're depicting this world is not creating enjoyment. I don't understand what went wrong. It's hard to think about this coming from, like, now where animation is, like, so incredible and so much can be put into it, whereas this all just feels really lazy, and that's kind of sad. And it was probably, like, good for the time, but I don't even know if it was good for the time, so I don't know. I'm really not enjoying the character depictions here. Sans, like, Gandalf is kind of fun. Who's Aruman? They need pants. Yeah, like what I'm saying, man. This, like, the characters are so janky, but I really am liking these backgrounds. It feels like drop me in a D&D campaign in this kind of, like, area. I really like the settings that they've drawn. I thought Pippin was the one with dark hair, and Mary was the one with light hair. Continuity problems. Oh, I'm excited to see how they drew the Balrog of Morgoth, because... Oh, maybe I'm not excited to see how they drew the Balrog of Morgoth. Oh, that was kind of a well-articulated expression of grief. Like a quiet grief. Now Pippin's hair is dark again. Man, it's just so janky. Like, again, the like half-live action situation there imposed in the animated background, it just looks so messy. The only reason why the ring wraiths work is because they're supposed to be not like of this world, but this just looks so messy. They could have just animated it all. I don't know why they made this choice. Yeah, that... I mean, you know what? If they're gonna make a thing about the Mithril, like, chainmail, then they should have made a thing about the Mithril chainmail. I don't know. It just... Like, if you're not gonna make it important, then don't make it a thing at all. Like, I don't know. Bro kind of looks like a moth. Like a lion-headed moth. What is happening with the proportions? Like, the size... Like, he's supposed to look big and intimidating. He's, like, maybe, like, a few feet taller than Gandalf, and there's no continuity. And that shot Boromir's hair... Boromir's hair is brown now, and it was ginger before. I feel like... And what is... I feel like there's the bare minimum. Oh, and now Merry and Pippin are both blonde. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just lazy. It's being like, I don't know. I think there's a bare minimum of effort and consistency. Also, the music doesn't feel grand and epic. They don't even look sad. Why aren't they sad? Bestie just died. This is the problem with, like, this, is that they're not, and I said it already, but they're not emphasizing the important parts that actually matter. And they're, like, speeding by things that actually do matter and then taking so much time on things that are just kind of, like, don't need to be emphasized as much. I mean, Legolas is also a little bit more sassy in that, like, he has more lines. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. He's very sassy in this, which is kind of a little bit more in alignment with him in the book. What? Did we jump? We jumped? Why are we jump cutting so aggressively? Those are not elves. This is just a farce. Why are her eyes... huge? She looks like she's on an opioid. Oh, I like that. The, like, show of the... Okay, this is kind of nice that they're, like, showing the, like, bonding. Because they sped through the beginning of their journey together so aggressively that, like, seeing their, like, bonding now is kind of nice. I kind of like how flippant she is about it. So in the Peter Jackson version... Cate Blanchett does this very, like, grand, like, makes it look like it's very difficult for her to resist. The light changes and goes into, like, the blue-ish invert of color, and, like, it's a whole thing. And that's obviously, like, it's making it very grand and, like, emphasizing how important that moment is for Galadriel, which is, of course, like, obviously we have to appreciate that because it is a huge moment. But I kind of like... that. I kind of like the portrayal of that being just so flippant, like, yeah, you're gonna, like, tempt me with the ring, but, like, nah, I'm okay. It's fine. Like, her little twirl, I don't know, I kind of like that take. I don't have a lot of nice things to say about this movie thus far, so it's I kind of like that. Just, like, very, like, easy, calm quality to her. Okay, this has to be, there's like an hour left. There has to be like half of the Two Towers. But then they never like did the Return of the King. I mean, who really wants to watch this? This is such a weird stylistic choice that they made this place look like evil. Why are they like choosing to break the fellowship? Like, what is this? What is this conversation about? Why are they adding conflict an hour in when there's already conflict and the orc fight, unless they don't kill Boromir anymore and, like, Merry and Pippin don't get caught by the Uruk-hai, which also actually are not even, like, a thing now because we didn't have them introduced to us. This is what happens when you try and shove a huge story into one small movie. Like, this is Why are they talking about leaving each other? This is so disappointing because this is one of the best scenes in the Fellowship of the Ring. And the music, Howard Shore is sorely missed in this. Like the breaking of the Fellowship music playing and Sam and Frodo like having their embrace and then they're like floating away. It just feels hollow and empty and sad. Not sad in like a good, fulfilling way, but sad in like a sad way. Was it that difficult to just animate the battle sequences? These look so bad. Not to be like so dramatic, but this is legitimately killing some of my soul. You know what else doesn't make sense is like, why don't the orcs, because those are not Uruk-hai, why don't the orcs kill Merry and Pippin too? Nonsense. We didn't get the scene of like Saruman telling the Uruk-hai to bring the halflings alive and unspoiled kill the others, so there's no context for why they're not doing that. Like it just, there's pieces missing and some pieces are like, it just doesn't make any sense. They already had this conversation. I guess we're... Oh, you know what? Peter Jackson did such a better job of like rearranging like chronological events to make it into a movie, but this is so like just book accurate, isn't it? Because the movies stop at different times than when like the books do. For like example, the Two Towers ends after like the Pass of Kitathungel, where Sam is like seeing Frodo be taken away and he's like, oh, I have to like go and follow. This I guess is just not... Man, pacing is a problem that like Peter Jackson and Fran and Philippa, who were like writing the script for the live action trilogy, like they've made it sensible for screen, whereas this is really jarring. This movie is 2 hours and 13 minutes long and I can feel it. Yeah, the other thing is that their personalities are so watered down. Like, at least Merry and Pippin's feel so watered down because they're not getting, like, an appropriate amount of screen time, I think. Like, with the live-action Lord of the Rings, they so perfectly, like, gave opportunities for you to appreciate and enjoy each individual. Like, it was very much a proper ensemble, which made you actually care about all the characters. Whereas, like, with this... it's not doing that. Like, yeah, some of, like, Legolas is getting to be sassy, which I appreciate, because he kind of is in the books, he's kind of sassy, but, like, I don't really care, because they're not making me care, they're not giving space for me to care. So, it's unfortunate. Also, they didn't even talk about getting the Lothlorien leaf brooches, like... these things, they're picking it up. How are we supposed to know? Like, again, I think that this movie you really have to have context for, in terms of like knowing the story and knowing the main components of it, because otherwise things like this are happening and you're like, okay, well, how does Aragorn know that like this brooch that's on the floor is Pippin's? Like, it just... the jumping around is really starting to annoy me. Yeah. I'm gonna be so for real. If I wasn't watching this to watch it, like, with you guys, I would have DNF'd this. Like, I honestly, I'm not enjoying this as a whole experience. But, alas, we continue. Who knows? You know what? Maybe the end is going to revitalize me and be so surprisingly fantastic. Who knows? We'll find out. Okay, okay. Gimli is kind of fun. Gandalf is fun. Legolas, in the small little sassy moments, I can appreciate. The rest of it, this is really just rough. And it's hard because I'm having such comparisons. Like, I definitely recognize I am an incredibly biased observer of this movie because I love the 2001, 2002, and 2003 movies of the Lord of the Rings. So I have a preconceived notion of what this story is supposed to look like. I've read the books as well. Like, I know what this story is supposed to look like, and this is just not it. Also, why have we jump cut now to, like, the Riders of Edoras? Like, Éomer came out of nowhere with the Rohirrim. Like, it's just jumping so much that it's so whiplash, and it's just not good. Like, it doesn't feel like a cohesive story, and I don't appreciate that, because it just feels like scenes. It feels like high school or like really beginner theater where different scenes were presented to a group of people who are very new actors that were told, here's some different scenes, put them together and compile them and like make a show, put on a little show for us. And they're incredibly new and amateur, and they're just figuring it out, and they make this. And that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like it's a really good cohesive story. They're like rushing. It just, wow. This is really rough. I don't want to hate this, but I kind of hate it. And that's horrible to say about Lord of the Rings, like something that's Lord of the Rings, but this doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings. It feels like a mess. Why does Gollum just sound like a creepy dude? Like, there's no like creature-esque component to his voice. Like, he just sounds like a guy, and that kind of makes it gross. I'm not gonna lie. The voice acting quality in this movie has just been so polarized. It's either like okay or like this, and I hate this. How did they square up like that? They were already mid-combat last we were with them. Why are the Riders of Rohan now in front of the supposed to be Uruk-hai but not? How did we get here? Now they're in like full like combat siege style like configurations. Why have we come to this? How did we get here? These cuts don't make any sense. What is even the purpose of that exchange with them? Like, am I just like so like being overly critical of this, or is it like that people in the late 70s just like didn't care and like weren't being this kind of critical about movies, or is it like they just didn't notice, or like what's going on? Because like I feel like these are so like jarring and egregious. Like, oh, why aren't they wearing pants? I don't understand. Is it just me? Am I being too critical and crazy? Because this is not good. I don't understand. And they need to be wearing pants. I don't even trust what Treebeard is gonna look like. Oh. Well, no, he looks like shit. But also, why did we cut like that? Why are we skipping important pieces? To save time on things, and then they do other things that make no sense. Okay, actually, I do enjoy Gandalf. The theatrics are very good. He's just absurd, but in a fun way. This actually looks really cool. I like this. Like I already said, the backgrounds are beautiful. So doing it in like well, I mean, these jump cuts are just too much, but like doing it this way in terms of a flashback, showing it just in like stills and art, I like it. Oh, ew. Why is he like petting his face? Ooh. Oh, and Éowyn just looks like a generic. I don't like that Éowyn's just standing there like accepting this malarkey, because she's so much more fierce and fantastic than that. Like, she's not standing there letting this shenanigans take place. Insane. Sister daughter? How does that work? Hold on, did he say sister's daughter? Hold on. He said sister daughter, not sister's daughter. There had to be just a forgotten apostrophe S after sister. My sister's daughter. He could have just said niece. That just flagged some... I mean, we bypassed the orc cannibalism, but now maybe we're in incest territory. I don't know. I'm just gonna pretend there was an apostrophe S, and we'll move on. No, I guess not. No, there really is no hope for you at this point. This is just a mess. See, his voice being just like a normal guy is so much more like unnerving than it being like monster or like bestial. Makes it gross. Because he just looks like a gross guy. And him being on two legs seems wrong. Also, the size of everything is so weirdly proportioned. Like, the Balrog was so small, Smeagol looks so big. Like, everything, I don't know if, like, the late 70s could just, like, not handle it. I don't know. Well, it looks like they're at the pass of Kilithongol, so they jumped aggressively far. Is this one movie, like, all three of them? I don't know. They're jumping so quickly, like, that, I mean, it's so possible that it could be all of the three books in this one 2 hour and 13 minute movie. However, I'm actually getting, like, tired. This is so bad. You know, this is just making me appreciate the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings so much more. Like, this is making me so grateful that I was born into a world where the Peter Jackson versions were available for me to consume and create, like, a foundation in my formative years to be able to appreciate and enjoy and love and adopt into part of my personality. Because if this was what I was exposed to, if this was my introduction to Lord of the Rings, there's no way. There's literally no way. What a sad world that would be. You know what else? This movie doesn't feel like it's for kids. Like, this movie feels so much like it had to... I don't know who this is for. This is not for children, though. There's no way. Because it's just so, like, messy and, like, rough. You know what I mean? Like, it's so, like, dense, and it's not, like, fun, and there's not, like, any levity in it. Like, whereas, like, the live action ones, there is, like, a balance between here's the heavier parts of it, and then here's the, like, lighter, funny, it's just well balanced and it's good storytelling. This is just I want to know, please, if you've seen this movie, do you actually like it and why? If it's a nostalgia thing, sure, we all have those, but, like, did you watch this and actually enjoy it? I'm not gonna judge you. We all have our own enjoyment. We all have things that we like that other people don't, and can appreciate that, you know, everybody's tastes are different. I'm really struggling here. I am fighting for my life. But yeah, please, if you enjoy this, I don't want to say, like, explain, but I kind of want to say explain. What is the redeemable qualities to enjoy the entirety? Because I've been saying as we've been going, I've been enjoying, like, I like Gandalf. He's fun. He's theatrical. He's over the top. Gimli is not offensive. It's fine. I like Legolas's, like, sassier moments. That's fine. The background art for some of the landscape kind of situations, I've been enjoying that. I like the art. But as a whole, the pacing is horrendous. The tone and the tonal shifts is horrendous. The hard jump cuts are jarring and take you out of the experience of the story because you don't know where you are. If I didn't know the story, I would be so confused, like, so confused about what's going on. And with certain things that they, like, they don't explain, but they just, like, add from the story, like, from the book at this, like, there was only the book at this point, so they just took things and didn't explain them, but still had them in here. And they also don't prioritize important scenes. They are spending so much time on this, like, so much time on things that, like, you could scoot over to prioritize like important moments, better exposition, better understanding of what's going on and why, rather than, you know, and I really don't like this integration of like live actiony looking creatures with the fully 2D animation. It's very disjointed and it doesn't look good. The only instance that it looked good was with the ring wraiths, because they're supposed to be otherworldly, and we still have a while to go. Yeah, I really don't like this imposed, and the coloring looks bad, and it looks grainy. I'm like, that's kind of a shame, because the stone looks nice. You know, it's like nice background animation, but it just ruins it with the foreground being like, was it really that expensive and not feasible to just animate all of the people? Was it like genuinely that much of like a expenditure, and were they like that much depleted of a budget to be able to accomplish just doing the animation and making it look nice? Oh man, I don't want to like put out hate on the internet. Like, I don't feel good talking so badly about this piece of media, and like, you know, especially because it's Lord of the Rings, but like, it's just not good. Even epic moments like that feel cheated because it's not earned. Oh my god, I do not want to see what Shelob looks like. I hate spiders. And this has just not had a good track record with what these monsters are. She might even look like a spider at this point, to be honest. With a Balrog look like a lion moth. It really... Circling back to that, like, amateur theater. That line read in that animation of his face was just... Oh, did they even make it to Kilithongal? Where does this movie stop? Yeah, I feel like they must... They did the Fellowship in the Two Towers. They didn't ever do the Return of the King, I think, because we're like... We got like 10 minutes left. Less than 10 minutes left. And I think they're gonna stop it where the Two Towers stopped, with like Frodo getting taken away to the fucking tower. I don't even know anymore. I'm so fucking tired. Anyways, I think it's gonna end where Frodo gets taken away by the orcs, and Sam's like, oh no, he's not dead. Shelob didn't actually kill him. And then like Sam follows after. This battle, it just doesn't... I can't even say that it doesn't look good anymore. I wish it was just fully animated. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it was just properly fully animated and not look like trash. I don't know. Pick a lane. Because, like, I don't know. When was Mary Poppins made? Like, the 50s? Or, like, Mary Poppins was definitely made before this. And they blended live action and animation so well. There's not an excuse for this. Unless this was literally made on, like, $2 and a dream. This has depleted my energy, like, so aggressively. Like, this is so sad. Never in my life. What an absolute displeasure. I can feel the joy, and I can feel my soul just slowly drain from this mortal coil. It didn't have to be this way. This is not the highest quality production that they could have done based on the technology and the time. I just refuse to believe that. I think that this was a choice, and a lack of priority, and a lack of funding, probably, because, I don't know, maybe Lord of the Rings wasn't super popular back then. Nerd culture wasn't appreciated the way that it should have been. Oh, what does that mean? That the evil was banished from the world? They didn't even do... What? Where's the Battle of Pelennor Fields? So that... Is it done? Oh, thank fuck. Okay, it's done. Okay. Is it actually done? Is there nothing else for me? There's nothing left for me here? Thank you. I feel like I just went to war. I don't even... oh my god. Okay. So that was not good. I feel like I said everything that I needed to say in the video. I don't know what went wrong, but I am so thankful that didn't impede the Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson versions from coming out. Because that was a travesty. I guess just quick recap. Pacing, trash. Animation, not good. Some of it was okay, but not good. The insert of, like, people, not good. The characterization of the characters, like, how they portrayed these characters, only Gandalf was decent. I don't even know. I feel like I need a palate cleanser. And, like, Sam's motivational speech. There's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. He's right. We have the live-action Lord of the Rings that more than compensates for this, and I am never watching this again. There's no point. Why would I waste 2 hours and 13 minutes of my life? I'll leave it on a positive note. Some of the redeeming qualities, I liked the background art. I think that some of the, like, background stills that they did were really pretty and well done. I liked Gandalf. I think that some of the additional exposition was kind of fun in terms of, like, having it be 17 years of Frodo has the ring with him. And surprisingly, I actually liked Galadriel's rejection of the ring. I thought that was probably the best moment, I guess. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. It was a cool, different take on her experience, and I thought it was a good choice. You know, I like Cate Blanchett's portrayal. I also think this was a fun, different way to portray that scene. And that is as much as I can muster to say nice things about this movie, because it was not good. But yeah, I don't know what to do with myself now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, maybe subscribe if you want to come along on our journeys, and tell me please your opinions of this. Give me some of your thoughts in the comments. Did this offend you egregiously? Did this offend you as much as it offended me? Because this is not my Lord of the Rings. But let me know in the comments your thoughts on the animated Lord of the Rings from 1978. But yeah, you know what? It was an experience, and it's a story, and that's the whole point, right? Is the experience. So, thank you so much for watching. Everything with love, and we'll see you next time in the treasure trove. Bye.